Hold on, let me just fix my chains. So what does it mean to be Catholic? This isn't an easy question to answer. Personally, for myself, it's taken me about 2 years to really think about. Being Catholic means to suffer for the sake of others. To suffer for the sake of others. The idea of suffering for the sake of others, at least in my context, means that I'm willing to do or go out of the way. It's the idea that I'm willing to go out of the way for somebody else, whether it makes my life harder or not. You know, it could be as simple as opening the door for somebody else. Okay, smiling isn't really suffering, but you should always smile. Giving up your seat on the subway or a train or a bus, helping somebody out that's had a long day, carrying heavy groceries, old or disabled. Just the act or the intention of doing that. You're suffering for maybe like an extra 5 minutes, but you're making somebody else's day. You're helping them just a little bit. No act of kindness is too small to make a difference. I decided I wanted to make this video because I wanted to share my personal story, why I decided to become Catholic, and all the people that are important to me that I've met in my life who can sort of explain, instead of me just talking here for like, I don't know, 30 or 40 minutes about it, who can sort of explain to you guys how my life has changed, how becoming Catholic has made a difference to me, and how other people see me as well. I feel like I'm fixing my hoodie like every single shot. So the first person that you're gonna see in this video is going to be Father Morgan. Father Morgan is a Catholic priest at St. Basil's Catholic Parish at the University of St. Michael's College. I think I got that right. I decided to include him because he was actually the one who baptized me. Father Morgan's actually originally from Texas. And he's been in Canada, I believe, for 3 winters now. And Father Morgan's actually the one who helped bless my chains, so he came to Canada. That's crazy. All right, so this is my interview with Father Morgan. I hope you guys enjoy it. So first of all, I actually wanted to say thank you very much for, letting me do this interview with you.
You're welcome. Glad to do it.
One of the first places I'd like to start with us is probably like the RCIA. The RCIA is the rite of Catholic initiation for adults. For those people out there who don't really know what RCIA is there some kind of like brief explanation that you can give us?
Well, it's the program that the church offers throughout the world for anyone who is interested in learning about the church and seeking baptism in the church, becoming a member of the Catholic Church. It's the normal way for that to happen. And it's meant to be a journey of sorts where over a period of several months with a sponsor and to help you to understand what the Catholic Church teaches and to develop that relationship with Jesus Christ, to help to make that decision to be baptized.
One thing that I really appreciated and I really liked about the particular program here at St. Basil's was that it wasn't just pastors that was talking to us. You guys actually brought in theologists, professors, a lot of different perspectives on the religion, which is especially really helpful and useful for somebody like myself who's young. Here at St. Basil's, one of the biggest things that really caught my eye was that you're actually part of the University of Toronto, part of the University of St. Michael's. There's actually a student mass, We joke about it all the time that I show up at the 12 o'clock mass because, 9:30 is a little bit too early for me. It's really interesting that you guys provide a different perspective about the church, about being Catholic, than any other RCA programs that I've sort of seen before. One of the things I always say to a lot of my friends who are also perhaps not necessarily Catholic, but Protestant or some kind of other, part of the faith, I'll say to them, finding a good priest is like finding a good therapist. You just need to find somebody that's able to talk to you. And I find that's especially true here at St. Basil's because every time I come on Sunday and I hear a homily either from you or Father Norm, right, it always feels like you're talking to us in sort of a way that makes it very digestible. It makes me reflect on the previous week that I've had. It makes me think about the week that I have ahead of me. And you guys do a really, really good job at that.
That's one of the difficult aspects is coming up, trying to do that, to bring the message of the gospel, the readings that we hear, and to sort of bring them into a relevant message something that people can relate to and will help them, like I said, the week ahead. I mean, sometimes it's nice to give academic things, but it's also, I think, very important to balance it, yeah, with either personal experiences. If I have a personal experience from my own life, I think that's always helpful to share, and how it relates to the readings, and maybe how it would relate to someone who's hearing the homily.
I really like when I can feel the energy from the parish and I can see people being connected to the things that you say. It makes me really happy because it feels like we're doing something right.
Makes me happy too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's so much easier to preach to people who you feel a connection with, and that, I think that takes time.
Yeah.
It takes. I've been here almost 3 years, and part of the challenge of any new pastor coming into a church is to connect with the people, get to know them enough to know what's going to connect to them, and to understand sometimes the culture, the background that they come from, when it could be very different from what I grew up with. That's what I sometimes find sort of funny, is I'll think, oh, everyone knows this, and I think, oh no, that's very Texan or very American. And it's very different here in Canada. The way I say something or the illustration. So it's a learning moment, and it's sort of fun to learn the differences and to try to connect as much as possible.
It's true, sometimes I forget that you're actually American. You came here from the South, and you've been here for 3 winters now.
3 winters.
3 winters.
And I survived.
You survived. I guess sort of just to end this video, because I think we filmed quite a bit, and there's definitely more than 5 minutes here. It's going to be really hard for me to cut this down. Sort of to end this video, I kind of messed up in terms of filming with Father Morgan. It wasn't until after I filmed with him that I realized things were out of focus. I do apologize if you had to watch like 5 or however many minutes of video where it's not really in focus, and I'm sorry, Father Morgan, I messed up. And at the same time, I didn't have anyone behind the camera, so I wasn't even sure if things were like actually recording. I have a Fuji X-T2, so sometimes it'll just like cut out. Yeah, I'm sorry, Father Morgan. The next person up in this video is John, and John is my sponsor. What a sponsor is basically is somebody that you're paired up with in the RCIA program, somebody that's actually part of the church, somebody who's already Catholic, and they're supposed to be your spiritual guide, somebody that guides you along. And John is somebody that I've known for pretty much 2 years now, ever since I got baptized, ever since I decided to join the RCIA program. John actually lives in Italy now, so I actually had to reach him via Skype. He's a really super insightful person, somebody that I really, really do look up to, somebody that's extremely close to my heart, and somebody that I miss a lot. So it was really great talking to him after 2 years. I hope you guys enjoy this. Well,
hi, Eric.
Hey, John. I finally get to see you.
I know, it's great to see you. I'm glad this all works. With technology, I'm never sure, and this was actually pretty easy.
How are you?
I'm good. It's about 10 days that we've been in really serious lockdown.
Oh, wow.
It looks like everything's going to continue to be closed for another 2 weeks. Everybody's got a mask on. I now wear a mask out there. Everybody wears gloves, and there's nobody out. No one here is hoarding. You find everything that you need. Italians are famous for never lining up. Everyone is lining up. Everyone is polite. No one jumps in line.
I sort of wanted to start off with talking about how we met, about 2 years ago with the RCAA. I wasn't sure if I believed in God at that point or anything like that, but it felt as though that meeting you was sort of like a sign for me. It was a sign in my life, and there were previous signs as well. I think I mentioned it to you from that moment. Do you sort of remember the night that you met me?
Oh, absolutely. You and I were by the coffee dispenser near the doorway. Being guys, the first thing we do is like, what do you do? And it turned out that you were studying across the street from where I was teaching. And I remember you saying to me, I honestly don't know where this is going to go. I don't know where I'm at yet. And I remember saying, that's perfect, because we don't know how this process unfolds. We don't know where the journey takes us, but you had taken the very courageous first step of coming. And that was a moment of breaking the door down. You were now on the inside. Things would work or not work, and that will be, the ongoing story of your faith life. There are going to be good times and tough times. But the door was opened, and you took that step inside. And I think that's all God ever asks of us.
After my baptism, someone else in the RSA actually gave me a gift. They gave me this book called The Imitation of Christ. I've been reading it for 2 years now, because it's just one of those books where you can only read a few pages at a time. You have to digest and reflect upon it. And every time I've come back to this book, even though I've been reading it for 2 years, it feels like I'm learning something new. It feels like the pages come to me at the right time that I need them.
It's a lot like the gospel. We read the same stories again and again, but we never encounter them the same ways. They speak to us from our experience. They speak to us in moments where we are disconcerted. They speak to us in moments when we are in hope and in movement. And each and every time, those stories, those words of Jesus touch us in a radically different way. So I think that Lucinda and I often joke that Jesus was a spiritual genius, but that the proof of his divinity is that his words are infinite. You can never exhaust what he taught, what he showed, how he healed, when he touched the tongue and the eyes and the ears of the person he was healing. That significance is different every time we hear the story.
The gentleman who was speaking, he said that we should think about how we are poor in our own lives, not just financially, but also with the way we aren't hearing the word of God, with the way we aren't speaking the way that we should, the things that we aren't seeing. We're poor in these ways as well, not just financially or physically, like spiritually. And I think that's so important.
It's hugely important, Eric. In the reflection I wrote for the Bible Studies group this morning, I said, "Blessed are the poor in spirit." How are we poor in spirit in the middle of a pandemic? We're poor in spirit because things are no longer in our control. We're poor in spirit because we don't really understand. We're poor in spirit because we don't know what tomorrow will bring. We don't know when things will, in a sense, come back to the way that we were used to them being. But the Lord, when he teaches the Sermon on the Mount, says, "Blessed are the poor in spirit, for theirs is the kingdom of God." What does that mean? That this is the moment, because we are out of control, because we don't understand, because we don't know what's coming, where we trust God more. And the more we trust God, the more that kingdom becomes animated.
In the gift that you gave me, but on the back it says I should use my gifts. And especially now in this creative prayer that we're working on together, I feel I'm using my gifts, and especially during this Lent season, God calls us to be more of the person that we're meant to be. And I really do feel as though each and every single day I'm striving to be a better person, striving to be more in line with my calling. And I really feel as though all this seems to be coming together by God's grace, or however it may seem.
Well, even in the emails that we've exchanged the last little while, but especially in now seeing you face to face, you're blossoming. You may have the sniffles, but you are blossoming in your maturing of faith. You're maturing as a person, the maturity of your soul.
I really want to say thank you so much, John, really, for giving me your time. I really do appreciate it.
Eric, it's been a joy for me. It's been a joy to see your face, to see your smile, to see your space, to see your prayer altar, and to connect this way.
All right, take care, John. Bye.
Ciao.
Are we rolling? I was just checking my Instagram. Hope you guys enjoyed that clip with John. I hope you found it really insightful, interesting. I think you guys can tell he's a genuinely great person, great guy. And yeah, I just hope you guys overall enjoyed that. Next up in my video is my friend Tim. I've known Tim pretty much since high school. We've been friends for almost 10 years now. Over 10 years now. Sorry, I got that wrong. Over 10 years now. And for somebody my age that's 25, 10 years is a pretty long time. At the time that I filmed this video, Tim's actually from Toronto. Like I said, we grew up and went to the same high school. But at the time that I filmed the video with him, he was actually sent to Minneapolis, Minnesota, and he was working in the States. They basically sent him there for tax season, somewhere cold to colder. Tim is a really good friend of mine, somebody that I've known for really long time now, somebody that I consider one of my closest friends. I really wanted to get his perspective on how he's seen my life change, the person that I've become. Sort of discuss with him how being Catholic has really changed my life. This is what I got from him, so here we go. Take a look. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can hear you now. I'm trying not to include a lot of family or friends or people that are really sort of related to me. The majority of like the interviews or conversations that I'm going to be having are with people that are not related to me. It's more impactful if a stranger talks about the changes that they've seen in you or the sort of impact that you made on their life.
You want someone perspective who's like just seeing you entering this journey, right? Like I've seen you grow for the past 10 years. So obviously, if you get someone's perspective, you just recently met and just been a part of this journey with you, like your pastor, for example. It obviously speaks a lot more to the change that they've seen since your first impression of them.
Even just like the relationship with my family right now has been really, really positive. I basically told my family, like they didn't know that I went sober from the beginning of Lent. And so when I actually told them, I brought them aside and I had like a serious conversation with them. I was like, look, since the beginning of Lent 2 weeks ago, I've been completely sober from everything that I'm taking. And I wanted them to know that this isn't just a temporary thing. This is something that I'm going to be like very serious about. Because I told them I'm done hurting the people that love and support me. I want to take care of myself. I really mean it.
Progress is a daily thing. Progress sometimes it's hard to see over the course of the duration, but if you just look back, if you think back to yourself like 2.5 weeks ago, like what would you be doing right now this instant? You can see that kind of change you've made, then you can really visualize how important being sober has been for you.
It gives them a little bit of peace of mind and they're really happy for me, and the fact that things are going so well, and you can just like tell from my attitude the amount of energy and positivity I have right now. I'm genuinely happy with myself and the way things are going, so they can tell that too.
That's really good, man. I'm really happy things are working out with you and your family. You always say it's kind of like a tough spot for you.
I'm super happy being around other people sober because for me, I'm happy this way.
Yeah, and I think definitely the thing I'm finding is with anything, moderation is key, right? But obviously, like knowing you have a personality sometimes. If you can't handle the moderation, right? If you feel like it's impacting what you do in your lifestyle, it's good to put a clean stop on it.
Yo, man, honestly, like, I appreciate you talking with me. I'll keep you updated with everything. And it's good hearing, like, things are going well on your end. I hope me sharing things on my end has also made your day or made you feel, like, kind of good in a certain way about our friendship.
You can have me on this. I'm always interested.
Yeah, man. Like, I'll put your Instagram handle if you want it or something. Honestly, I just want all my friends to win in life, you know what I mean? Like, I honestly want everybody I know to do well, like my family. Like, I have so many friends and family trying to pursue different things, different careers. Like, I have a lot of people that I know doing video, YouTube, creative things that they weren't originally doing with their degree or whatever. And honestly, every time everyone talks to me or says something about it, like, I'm commenting or I'm saying, keep going, man, keep going. Because, like, I want to see my friends do well. That's just the type of person I am. And I think it's good. All right. Easy, yo.
Hey, dude. Peace out.
Alright, welcome back again. Fix my hair. I noticed in the last clip I actually messed it up, so fixed it. Next person up in my video is Musafar. He's the owner of a convenience store that I walk by pretty much every single Sunday when I go to church. He's somebody that's a part of the local community, somebody that's really extremely important, and somebody that I feel as though does make a difference, even on a small scale. Really what I want to highlight in his video is the importance of dialogue and community. I hope you enjoy this part of the video as well. Yeah, that's about it. On every level, you can make a difference. There's no act of kindness that's too small to make a difference. You're making a difference in this community. I don't want to say that that's important.
The problem here is people here remain isolated. They do not talk to each other. They remain in their house, watch TV, do this surfing on internet. And when they come out, they go to this shop, that shop, have their coffee, sandwich or anything, lunch, dinner, then they go back.
It's the idea that we're more connected than ever, but more disconnected than ever,
Yes.
It's the fact that, like, I think it's great that you're here, but you have family halfway around the world. Like that, you can talk to them.
Yeah.
But at the same time, you're at the dinner table with your family and everybody's on their phone. Like,
Man is a social animal. People, whatever internet, whatever TV, whatever movies you watch, till the time people do not talk to each other, do not share each other's problem. No one can solve your problems, but at least you can share your problems, get different views, you can talk on anything, and talk on religion, politics, any subject. That makes you a social animal.
I think it's important that we have this dialogue, you know. I say this all the time, but anytime that I'm anywhere in a restaurant or I'm just buying something, I'll take a moment to ask you how your day is, how's it going, you know? Because it's important, you know. Sometimes we forget that it's not a robot doing this behind the counter. It's like they have human. Somebody might have a hard day.
These are the problems. These are not something very difficult problems.
Yeah,
Solving these problems can make a community more vibrant
absolutely.
and make life of people and your own life easier.
Mm.
As far as religion is concerned, the test is very simple.
Yeah.
First, we have to decide few things. Every religion is good.
Mm.
If that religion is doing good to you or not, now the test is that if you are every day becoming a better and better human being,
Mm.
you are good.
Yeah.
The religion is doing good to you.
Yeah.
But if you are getting more and more knowledge of religion
Mm.
and you are becoming worst and worst every day,
Yeah.
then it is not any good to you. So I'm leave that thing.
Yeah, yeah.
So your own personality is your test. If you are good, becoming good person, honest, you speak truth, you are kind to other people, you are a good person. Christianity, Islam, and the other religions are all about this thing that you become a healthy part of society.
One thing I really appreciate about you, and then I think you also appreciate about me, is that we have patience for each other. Like I think one of the really good things is that I learned to listen. I learned to listen now, you know, and I think that's something that's so important about that I have so much respect for with my elders, is that they know how to listen. They always listen to you whenever you say something. And too many people they talk too much. You gotta listen more, talk less. Just 1 second. So the next person up in my video is my mom. Well, it's kind of self-explanatory, but my mom is my mom. She's somebody that I really wanted to talk about and include in this video because, I mean, the woman who gave birth to me, come on. No, but seriously, like, my mom is somebody that I love. My mom is somebody that I really care about in my life. And my mom is somebody that at times I've really let down. So I'm in a really good place now. I've done a lot of things and I'm going in the right direction. I ended up filming this part of the video with her because this was after the point where I had to self-isolate. My mom actually, it feels silly, but my mom actually only lives about 15 minutes away from me, so it was kind of weird talking with her over Skype, but it's always good to see family. It's always good to talk with family. I hope you guys enjoy her perspective on my life, the changes that she's seen, and yeah, I just hope you guys enjoy seeing me talk with my mom. See me?
Hi, see? I told you it would work.
Yeah, I mean, okay, honestly, like the quality's not that good though. Okay, that's a lot better actually. Now let's focus. I think your phone is just so old that when it moves around, like it's not clear or anything. Yeah. You're on video too, because you're my
Do I
mom.
have to go comb my hair and put on some makeup?
No, it's fine. Like
Otherwise it would look terrible.
it's fine. Don't worry. One thing that I wanted to ask you guys, because this is kind of something that I can only ask my parents. What did you guys think about when I first came to you guys and said that I wanted to be, or I was thinking about becoming Catholic? Like, do you guys remember like 2 years ago? I think it was something like that.
Yeah, I think both of us were a little bit surprised. We didn't expect something like that from you. Then we were thinking, oh, maybe it was because you got introduced to it
Like
through
my ex-girlfriend, yeah.
through your ex-girlfriend, and maybe that's why you decided on your own to take this on
Yeah.
and to join the church. And frankly speaking, we were pretty happy about it. I mean, yeah,
That
we
makes
were.
me
We
happy.
thought, we thought, okay, this is good. At least this will maybe bring some discipline
Yeah.
for you, right? Because we weren't really reckless, but it was just something that was good to bring orderly,
Like structure.
and perspective to your life, right?
Yeah. Did you guys actually think I was gonna stick with it?
No.
Yeah.
No. We figured you would probably do it for probably about a year.
Yeah.
And then it might be something you would kind of
Fall off from.
Yeah, we were thinking, okay, yeah, let them try this, something new, something different. Well, let's see how it lasts type of thought. It was good. It turned out longer.
I mean, aren't you guys happy that I'm still Catholic, especially now?
Yes. Yeah, I think it's good. It's good. And it shows that when you're serious about something, it's something you can actually make a commitment to.
I think in my life, I've had like highlights, things that I've done where it seems I'm really good at something, but I've never been exactly consistent. They say like the difference between good and great is consistency. And really, for me, I think being Catholic has really just, it's very simple. It's like, just show up at church. God is literally just asking, just show up once a day. That's all you have to do once a week. And then using that sort of structure, it's kind of like exercise. If you exercise and you keep doing it and you have a routine, it's sort of like you can build on that routine in everything else you do, right? I just wanted to say, obviously, thank you for taking the time and doing this video with me. And I really appreciate you talking and being honest about everything. It really means a lot.
Oh, you're very welcome, dear.
Hope you guys enjoyed the interview with my mom and you guys made it. This final and last interview is basically a self-interview. It's an interview of myself. It's an interview of how I feel like I've changed in my life and sort of the things that I wanted to share with you. What I feel like these 2 years have meant. Did I spit? What these 2 years have meant to me and the things that I just want to go over that I think were important in this video. To be honest, you know, I've always described myself as somebody who was an extremely reckless soul. Somebody that was all over the place in life and somebody that really needed discipline and structure. And I think that's one of the big reasons I decided to become Catholic. All the church is really asking you to do, all God is really asking you to do is to show up. Is to show up on Sunday and be present. And for me, that was huge. That was the consistency in my life that I never really had. And so I use that and I take it in my life, and it allows me to have structure. One of the main reasons before I started thinking to myself, like, I think I believe in God. Like, I think God is real, was that there were just too many instances and times in my life where I fucked up. I put other people and I put myself in danger. There always seemed to be somebody that was looking over me. There was always somebody that seemed to be protecting me, watching over me throughout this life. It was almost like God was saying, this isn't your time right now. This isn't your time to go. I truly believe, and I say this every single night, every time I pray, I'm thankful for the fact that I'm alive. The way I wanted to end this video is actually by sharing my personal prayer. This is something that nobody ever taught me. There's no wrong way to pray. Praying is having a conversation with God. This is something that nobody taught me. This is something that I came up with by myself and something that I wanted to share with you guys. It goes pretty much like this. Dear Lord, thank you for this blessed day, for my family, for my friends, for everything you've always done and continue to do in my life. Forgive me for my sins and allow me to find salvation. Then I'll sort of go into my prayer, having that conversation that we just talked about, asking for forgiveness, thanking him for things, whatever you want to say. And then after that, I end it with forever and always working hard and praying hard, each step closer to your son Christ. Amen. I don't know how long this video is. I don't know if you guys enjoyed it. I hope that you guys did. Feel free to share, feel free to like, feel free to subscribe. I told people when I made this video that I'm actually making it for myself, and I don't care if it gets 1 view, I don't even care if it gets like thousands of views. At the end of the day, I made this video for myself. I made this video because it makes me happy, and I decided that I'm gonna take my time and do it right. So hope you guys enjoyed it. So one of the things I actually wanted to share with you guys was I was planning on including some really cool B-roll, you know, of all my tattoos, me praying in my church, and just some really cool shots overall that I was going to use my gimbal for. But obviously I'm alone. The whole city of Toronto got locked down, and you know, I can't operate things by myself. So I just wanted to sort of share with you guys that maybe I'll make another video of all these sort of things. It'd be really cool. I think it would be interesting. So I tried my best with being on my own. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Oh yeah, and one more thing. This shirt, this OVO shirt that I got, I actually don't wear it out. It's a gift from my friend Tim. He bought it for me and I was like, what? This owl is huge. So it's actually the shirt that I sleep in every night because, you know, I'm a Toronto man. But it's a little too big to wear out.